Today in the wood yard, we're going to do a little bit of wood delivery and a little bit of cutting. Here we go. So last night I loaded this load right here because it's morning right now, obviously, and I'm going to go deliver this load, and when I come back I got to do another load just like it. When I come back I got to do another load just like it. All 3 deliveries so far today that I've got are 2 face cord deliveries, and I should have some time in there where maybe I'll cut for a little bit on the big pile back there, the pile of oak. Maybe I can cut for an hour or 2. We'll see. I got some other projects I got to get done, just some little jobs, but I would like to do some cutting because that pile's been there a long time and it needs to be cut. It just needs it. And I've got, see, tomorrow I'm going to be gone most of the day, but then the next 3 days I have wide open. So if I get some deliveries, I'll put those in there obviously, but that pile is going to be attacked. Gonna cut it. Here we go. I'm back from my delivery, and now I'm going to load up my second delivery. So I just backed up the trailer, as you just saw, right to this pile. This is a 2 face cord pile, or 2/3 of a full cord. That is what the order requires. So I'm going to take the tarp off and we're just going to chuck them all right in there. There's a pre-measured pile, so I don't have to stack anything in the trailer. I want to do it because I've got limited time today to get all these deliveries done that I have and some other jobs. So I'm going to load it up right now. All right, so the load is on. 2 face cords. I put my wheelbarrow in because this is a delivery I'm doing that I've done, I think, for this will be like the 6th year in a row. They were one of my original customers 6-7 years ago. They're an older couple. I think they got to be right around 80, and I stacked the wood for them. I can back up within, I don't know, maybe 30 feet to where they want it. They put it like in kind of like in a breezeway, and there's the sidewalk. So what I do is I back up the trailer, I tip it up so all the wood comes to the back, and I load up the wheelbarrow, wheel it over to their spot, and put it in there. So I charge them $20 per face cord to stack it. It does take just a little longer for this one than normally, because usually I just stack it right off the trailer. But this one, kind of a special. They always tip me too. They always give me like $20 tip. So 2 face cords will be $220, and then the stacking will be another $40, so it'll be $260. And so yeah, that's why I got the wheelbarrow in there. I found something I got to show you. This piece of wood right here, this is a normal color for a piece of oak, but you can see how it's kind of I'll turn this around so you can see a little better. See how it's kind of kind of almost like a grayish, bluish kind of a color. That is because there was a nail in this particular piece. You can see the nail hole right there that went through. And so yeah, you got to kind of watch for this. If you see this color anywhere, be very careful, because it means there's either nails or spikes or tree steps, things like that. I've got a whole collection of stuff that I've cut out of wood and around wood, and pieces that I've cut through. So I'm going to go through that someday and just show you. I found bird shot. I found bullets. I've actually cut bullets right in half, 22 bullets, and actually bullets from my deer rifles. I cut a slug in half once I found that was in a tree. Lots of barbed wire. Tree steps, the screw-in type steps for deer hunting. I've seen those. Sometimes I haven't seen them, and I've started cutting on them. I wonder why the saw is not going. Tree step. Big spikes I've cut through. I've cut through aluminum nails before. Those usually aren't too bad. So yeah, bunch of stuff that I've cut through. So you got to watch out for that. If you see that color, and I'll show you an example on this pallet right over here. I'm going to go grab it and bring it over. This pallet right here. Here is an example. This is a fresh pallet, so this is a pretty new pallet. I'm going to lay this down, get the camera down so you can see it. It's a new pallet, you can see by the color of it, but see the color that the streaks are from where the nails are here? That is the exact same color that you'll see in wood when you're cutting if there's metal in there, steel in particular. So you got to watch out for that. So anyway, a little lesson for the day. So down the road I go for the delivery. I'm going to do some stacking and some hauling of some wood. I'm back from my delivery where I had to do the stacking, and I got one more order to do. It is a 2-face cord, or 2/3 of a cord. So I'm gonna take this row and then a row from that pile right there, because I only got about 45 minutes before I have to deliver it. So I'm gonna quick chuck this on, and I gotta go to the other side of town to deliver it. So my plans for today for cutting wood, my wife put a big monkey wrench into the works. She has a project that I have to do at the end of the day, so I'm not going to get any cutting done. I only got a couple hours anyway, so I'll get this done, and by the time I got back, I'd have maybe an hour and a half tops. So I'm going to quick load this in and go dump it and come right back. So here we go. Load. There's another fine load of wood about to leave the wood yard. And yeah, so I had these in full cord chunks, but one of the rows was a single face cord because I already took 2 rows from it. So I took a second row from this one to make the 2 face cords, or 2/3 of a cord. And so what's left on this one then is just 2 rows, so that'll be 2/3 or 2 face cords. It's really nice when they're pre-stacked like this, because you just chuck them in. I looked at the timer on the camera, because I have the timer on there, and it took me 14 minutes exactly from the time I started chucking to now when I got done. So it's pretty fast to do it that way. You don't have to organize it or anything. But as you can see, it starts to fill up fast when you put it in loose and fluffy like that. Excuse me. So something I thought of that I might have shown you before, but for those of you who might be new to the channel, a lot of times I use pallets to stack on. I had a guy ask me a question the other day that, you know, pallets are 48 by 40. So when they put them, the 48, the long way, 2 of them together, you always need to have an extra strip to make it the full 8 feet, because otherwise you're short 16 inches. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just take 2 of these here and I'll put these between the pallets, and it makes up the space in between for the 16 inches that you're missing, because you need to go 96 inches total. But then sometimes I use 4x4s and I use 6x6s like you see right here. So what I do a lot of times is I just put a little bit of the lip on the edge, and then that way you can go on the outside, and then I go to the middle of this one, and then you can do another row. So basically just with 4x4s or 4x6s landscaping timbers, I get a lot of those for free. You can do all kinds of rows that way, and it works out really good by leaving the ends open. Even if you just got pieces like you see right here, just leave a little gap there. It lets the air kind of flow through there and everything. So, but anyway, there you go. So off to the races. We're gonna go dump this load right now. I am back in the wood yard from my last delivery of the day, and I wanted to cut on my big pile of oak over there, but my wife has other plans for me. I've got a project to do for her, which is fine, because I had enough wood for today, and now I'm going to go in and do some work. So here you can see I backed up the trailer. It's ready for the next load. I can take it right from here, and it'll be ready to go. Now tomorrow, I am going to cut on this pile no matter what. I don't care if I lose a leg. I'm coming out here and I'm going to cut on this pile because it's got to get done. I got Caden coming tomorrow, I think. I texted him. He said he could probably work tomorrow, so I think he's going to be here. And I think I got 2 days to work on this, so that should be sweet. I'd like to get it all cut. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching today anyway. Please hit the like, subscribe. If you hit that notification bell, you'll get notified every single time I have a video, which is every day. And we'll see you tomorrow right back here in the wood yard. Good night, Irene.